Hey, it's Soul with another Tomb of Sargeras tanking guide for Paladins. Today, we're taking on the Fallen Avatar, and I gotta say, this was a pretty welcome challenge. The talent loadout included Blessed Hammer, First Avenger, Fist of Justice, Blessing of Spell Warding, Hand of the Protector, Judgment of Light, and Righteous Protector. For legendaries, I happened to use Saren's Resolve and Heathcliff's Ring. I went with this loadout to fully maximize my ability to self-heal and mitigate damage. Our raid was made of 13 people and 2 healers. I could have spec'd for a little bit more damage if we had 15 people and 3 healers. Since we're a little in between that, I went with this route instead. This fight is many things for many players, but for tanks, the 2 primary things to focus on is to do as much damage to the boss as possible, and of course, not die. Well, I guess that's a third thing: you need to be able to drive the maiden correctly, otherwise you're going to get everyone killed. There are 2 phases in this fight, and let me break it down. The avatar itself has a tank swap debuff called Desolate. Desolate comes with the form of a massive hit. Along with that comes a debuff where every other hit of Desolate will hit even harder. Switch it 2 stacks, but if you're forced to take more, it's not a big deal. Every now and then the boss will cast a spell called Rupture Realities. He's gonna explode and do a heck of a lot of damage depending on how close you are to the boss. Whether you're tanking the boss or the maiden, you can mostly ignore this as long as you have a Shield of the Righteous charge available. For safety, have one available for that, as well as for any Desolate strike that the boss does to you. And for the most part, aside from taking a truckload of damage, you're gonna be okay. Touch of Sargeras comes in the form of green circles on the ground that the raid is going to be soaking. You can participate as well, you just need to be one of the 3 people that are soaking this green stuff, and you'll take a little bit of damage. You can optionally take this whenever you're standing very close to a circle, but keep in mind, regardless of who you're tanking, where your movement is. Just make sure that if you happen to be tanking the maiden, that you don't drag the maiden off of the line and cause the boss to gain more energy. Shadowy blades are going to target other players, and for the most part they should be aiming it away from you. If for whatever reason you get knocked back, especially while you're tanking the maiden, feel free to yell at the person who did that to you. You'll be tank swapping with the boss and the Maiden of Valor. The thing for you to mostly worry about with the maiden is Corrupted Matrix. Throughout the room are several conduits that will fire a beam directly at the boss. If the beam touches the boss will gain energy. When the boss gets to full energy, phase 2 occurs, and you don't want that to happen yet. Basically, if you're tanking the maiden, keep an eye on where the beam is going, move the maiden there, and just wait. The maiden itself will gain energy, and once it does, it'll gain a shield and start casting pretty much a raid wiping spell. Your objective along with everyone else is to DPS the shield down. From there, that spellcast will get interrupted and you can switch back to the boss. Now throughout this first phase, you're going to find that you won't be doing the damage that you really want to be doing. This is because for the most part, your Avenger shield isn't going to reliably bounce between the boss and the maiden. This obviously is going to affect your damage as well as your mitigation due to Bulwark of Order. Apart from complaining to Blizzard, there isn't much you can do about this. If you have the 4-set bonus, you'll just want to prioritize throwing your Avenger shield at your priority target or whatever is bashing your face in. Consecrate and Blessed Hammers do hit though, so make the most of it. So what I did, and this is kind of contradictory to what I was saying before about the 4-set bonus, I did as much damage to the boss as possible regardless of who I was tanking. Whenever it was my turn to tank the maiden, I held on to her, but I just kind of switched back to the boss and DPS whatever I could. That means my DPS and my cooldowns were dedicated to either the avatar or the maiden whenever she was doing her cast. So for the most part during phase 1, mitigate Desolate and Rupture Realities, move maiden where she needs to be, help break her cast whenever she starts it, and otherwise do as much damage to the avatar as possible. Ideally, what will happen is that the maiden will die once breaking her shield for the last time. Shortly after, the boss will gain 100 energy and phase 2 will start. Once phase 2 starts, everyone's going to drop down to a lower level, then take the boss to a side or a corner. Several players will be hit with Dark Mark. It's a debuff that when it expires, it'll do a lot of shadow damage, but it's split between targets. Feel free to help soak these at your discretion, but keep in mind that when Dark Mark explodes, you get knocked back as well. And you don't want to get knocked back into bad things. For one, the green stuff outside of the platform is really deadly, you just don't want to be there ever. Black Winds is a purple thing on the ground that moves by fairly quickly. If you happen to touch it, you gain a stacking debuff where you take quite a bit of shadow damage for about 12 seconds. You definitely want to avoid this as much as you can. Taking 1 or 2 stacks maybe won't be so bad, but any more than that and you might want to think about popping an immunity to help yourself, or to help a friend if they happen to be getting in trouble. Desolate still occurs during this phase, but it's not really a big deal. Rupture Realities is going to literally destroy the floor below you. When the cast begins, try to conduct your raid to go to one side kind of together. This way you're not as split up and you can get a little bit more damage as the boss is walking back onto the platform. Just have them keep in mind of the Dark Mark and the winds, and as said, just try to participate in soaking Dark Mark if you feel compelled to. Phase 2 is the burn phase, but we opted to use our Bloodlust and all that stuff at the beginning of the fight. That's because movement speed is pretty limited during that time, unlike the second phase. That should just about be it, but I'm going to of course include a full run of the fight. This fight was pretty challenging, but it was a lot of fun. That's it for me talking, and I hope this helped. Of course, support the channel the best way you know how, but otherwise, enjoy the show. I'll see you at the last boss, and stay breezy.
Do the Killjoy trinkets. If you drop low, you'll get a bubble.
Lost.
What? Holy shit, you guys are far out.
Like far out, man.
That's what I heard.
Ugh, purple shit.
That's really bad alignment, man.
What?
Yep.
Oh, that's goofy, man.
Kill
Throw
him.
down.
Back boss.
Yep. Switch. Switch.
Want to get him up?
Yes.
She's gonna pop soon. Ready?
Fuck her up. Ugh.
What?
Oh, I was barely out of melee range, my bad. I can take a third thing.
No. 10 seconds left.
Alright, yeah, I'll take a third one. It's no biggie. But, switch.
Yeah, Mondo, don't try and run in like that. It just throws it off because you're not that fast.
Switch.
Pop soon.
Fuck her up.
Unbound chaos incoming. You. As much as I can now.
Boss. Oh, taunt. Ow.
He's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the boss. I don't want to accidentally kill it. Or don't hurt Maiden. Sorry.
Coming in. Got her. Swap.
All right. All right. Now fuck her up.
Burner.
Oh,
Shit,
shit.
I'm grabbing him.
Alright. Stay focused, guys.
Flap had a tactical use there.
Don't suck me, don't suck me, don't suck me. Move, move, move. Don't chase me.
Oh, if you need help,
I can't.
I do. Thank you. Tornadoes.
Yep.
Don't suck me.
Shit.
I need a sub.
Shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit, I'm dead, I'm dead. Fuck.
4, 3, 2, 1.
If you can do a res, do it.
30 seconds.
Alright. When it's up, do the highest deeps.
Don't go on cryptic. Go on bucket.
Watch out for tornadoes. Now it's just survive, guys. You got this.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck, I need heals. My bad.
That's all you got from me.
Nah,
All
baby,
right.
I'm staying in. Sacrifice everything. Good job. Yeah.
Yes. Good job, guys.
And nothing for me.
Right.
You got nothing.